Okay, if you've been on any of the major social media sites over the past month, you've probably seen this guy.
My name is Oliver. I work a corporate job at a tire shop. I absolutely hate this life. Yeah, I'm gonna buy a sailboat and I'm going to sail around the world for the rest of my life until I die.
In the past 30 days, Oliver has gained over 1.2 million followers on Instagram, and I am definitely one of them. Now, his premise is absolutely magnetic. The reason you follow him is because his story is incredible. Essentially, Oliver was a guy who spent like 11 years at a corporate job. He was kind of in that corporate 9-to-5 grind, felt like he was kind of a slave to the own lifestyle that he was in. And as a result of that, it was just kind of bringing on this cycle of depression where it's just like, he felt like his life wasn't really going the way he wanted it to. He wasn't getting enjoyment out of his everyday life. And it's just a vicious cycle that repeats over and over. Well, come to find out, one day he's diagnosed with a spine condition that apparently puts him at risk for becoming paralyzed at any point in his life.
3 years ago, I was diagnosed with a condition called Klippel-Feil syndrome. What it is a spinal disorder, so I've got a loose spine, and I do run the risk of going paralyzed from the neck down. And that reality kind of shook up my world. I became incredibly aware of my mortality, and I grew to absolutely despise my job and the corporate machine.
And that was just the final straw that he needed to be able to kind of cut away his old life, ditch all of that behind, and jump into the unknown, take the leap, quit his job, and follow his passion, which was inevitably buying a boat, learning to sail, and then sailing around the world. Now, that alone is an incredible story, but the real reason you and I follow Oliver is actually much deeper than that. And here's how you can apply it to your business and your personal brand. Number one, Oliver is relatable. His story resonates with so many people and almost allows them to live vicariously through him and his story and his journey. I know I've definitely been the person sitting at a job with a company that I hated, and I just kind of felt like I had to be there in order to make money, in order to live the lifestyle that I wanted to live. But you hate where you're at. You hate the job. You don't look forward to going to it. You feel like your dreams and ambitions are over here, and what you're required to do in your daily life is like over here. And every day you're just going further this way and further away from this way. It is so relatable. And that's why I think so many people love his content. The story is understandable. We can comprehend that mindset. We can comprehend that desire, and it makes sense. Number two, his content is captivating and delivers value. In his case, the value that he's delivering is just undeniable entertainment. The reason we are all still watching is because he keeps giving us a reason to watch. Frankly, we all want to see if he actually makes it to Hawaii. Like, normal people would think, well, how much content can you even make when it's you and your cat on a boat? Your landscape is the exact same every day. It's just water as far as the eye can see. Your boat can't be more than like 20 feet long. Like, there's not that much space to cover. There's not that many things to show to keep you entertained visually. Yet his stories and his videos and his reels are racking up hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of views every time he posts. The reason for that is, like we said, the premise is very watchable. They first relate to it, and second of all, the story that he's telling in each and every piece of content that he posts all fit within that same character arc, that same storyline, the same journey that we're all taking with him. And number three is Oliver is as authentic as it gets. He is awkward, he is funny, he is weird, and he is super relatable. There is absolutely nothing polished about what he's doing and the content that he's creating, and that comes across as very endearing. Coming from somebody who has studied videography and editing and lighting and shooting and filmmaking techniques, it can be very easy to be frustrated at the fact that this guy is absolutely blowing up by shooting videos on his iPhone. But that just goes to show that all the gear you're using and all that strategy really doesn't matter when it comes down to the authenticity of the content that's being created by the person. And keep in mind, like, he would probably say this himself, but if you don't feel like you're good on camera, I'm sure initially he was like the poster boy of this. If you've ever watched any of his stories, he's not very good at like talking to the camera. He's talking to you as he would probably talk normally to his real friends in real life. And that authenticity comes through every single time, and you feel like you're his friend that he's talking to. Now, obviously, I'm not saying you have to quit your job, buy a boat and sail to Hawaii to gain this type of a following. And let's be real, a meteoric rise like this is pretty rare, but the principles behind what he's doing are helping people grow on this and so many social platforms every single day. I can tell you this, implementing these concepts will guarantee you growth over time. They are timeless principles, and they've been used since social media started and the first influencer accounts were created. Before people started to try to hack the system to gain followers and to gain engagement, the premise of social media was finding people that you related with and following them. And that principle, despite all the engagement hacks and content styles and algorithms, will always be the basis of what helps you grow a sustainable following over time. All of your favorite creators have implemented these principles at some point in their content journey, so you shouldn't be afraid to use them for yourself. So first, again, all it really takes is figuring out how you can relate to your audience, and the way you do that is establishing first who your audience is. Think about your audience avatar, write it out if you have to, and put a picture in your mind of what that person actually looks like so you can think about who you're talking to. My guess is it's probably a version of yourself. Next is to just create captivating content, whatever that looks like for you as a fitness influencer, or as a tech influencer, a shopping influencer, a food influencer, whatever your personal brand stands for. You know the type of content. You've been in the game long enough to know your favorite types of content that you consume. All you gotta do is replicate and then iterate. And then the third, say it all the time, just be authentic, be you. Nobody can copy your exact style. It's the principle of stealing like an artist. You can take all the things that you want from the content that you consume and the things you see other people do and the ideas that they have, and whatever you create, whatever comes from you will be uniquely yours. I heard something from a creator named Tom Nosky who essentially said, if someone else could publish the content that you're publishing, you should not be publishing it. I'm still trying to figure this one out for myself, but essentially what that means to me is putting your own spin or your own style into everything that you put out, because that is what people actually want to watch. And in a world where it feels like AI is just gaining more and more ground every single day, the one thing it will never be able to replace is you and your personality.